YouTube. It's Christine with Souls Rising. This video is for all of my Aries out there. So if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising Aries sign, stick around for your messages. I am going to start with Oracle cards as always, and then we will get clarity from the tarot just to get a more specific message. So let's jump right in, Aries. Happy new moon to you guys. I am recording this on the November 1st, new moon in Scorpio. Great time for manifestations. Let's see what we have. All right, Aries, let me show you guys the cards that we have popping out. So in the first position, which for me is always sort of indicative of present energies or what is currently going on for you, we have the door to value showing up here. And then next to that, we have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. It can have to do with speaking up for ourselves. It also can indicate communications or messages coming in. We have the door to romance. And we have the thinking woman. This is sort of like Queen of Swords in tarot. And then underneath that, we have woman holding a heart. Sort of like Queen of Cups energy. Journey, travel, movement, shifting, changing. Community. It could be a group that you're connected to, family, friends. It could be a work situation. Okay. And I asked for clarity on a couple things as I was kind of tuning into the energy of this. And underneath that community card, I did get Goddess of the Moon, which is a card of intuition, deeper inner knowing. And for the door to value, I got the garden and the gate. And it actually flew out into the first position. So when I asked for clarity, it actually kind of came out preceding this door of value. So I'm going to start here because I think there's a lot in this card. And normally, you know, this card is similar to like 10 of Pentacles. So normally when I see this card, I get excited because it's like, woohoo, money, okay? But as I was sitting with this card, what I kept getting, which I got clarity on with this card, is this beautiful door is opening, but I kept feeling like money feels up in the air and money is literally blocking the way forward. It's actually in the way, okay? Which is not normally how I read this card, but that, as I was sort of intuitively tapping in with this reading, that was what it was getting, which is why I asked for clarity because I wanted to be sure. And I got this card, the garden and the gate. Now, this card is all about that we might feel secure in our comfort zone. So it may feel like we have what we need or we are comfortable in the current situation. But if you look at this card closely, you'll see this butterfly here. It's a little light. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it. And that girl's gaze is on the butterfly. She's craving freedom. And that's what I get clearly with this. And that's sort of the energy I was picking up with the whole reading. So it's like things aren't bad. I don't feel like you guys are in a bad place, Aries. I feel like things are actually pretty good. But something inside of you doesn't feel good about it or is feeling a little unsettled or uncertain. And I do feel like you want more. And you can kind of see, I feel like you can see it, like the door is opening or you see the door opening. But there's things in the way. It's like we can't move forward. There's issues here that are in the way or that are blocking me from having more of what I think I want. Okay. Now, with this Archangel Gabriel showing up, this throat chakra energy, some of you need to speak up for yourselves. And there's something coming in with this. Somebody out there may be actually holding back or not being honest about something that's going on with you or what you're feeling. And I hear because you're afraid, like you can't do it without like fighting tears off. Like you're holding back tears to try to have that conversation. So if you are resonating with, if there's something with this that you're needing to speak up about and you're holding back, that has to do with that. It's like you're afraid. It's like emotional to say what needs to be said, or it's hard, right? It's just emotionally hard to do it, okay? And so some of you might be holding back or biting your tongue a little bit with this. You may also, if that doesn't apply so much for you, some of you are also just waiting for news to come in, or you're waiting for messages to come in. So a few of you might be kind of in a holding pattern with this, since this is a collective message, so it will resonate differently with different folks and apply a little different to different folks, right? Some of you might sort of feel like you're in this situation and you're waiting for a sign, or you're waiting for a message, or you're waiting for news to decide what to do next. So I really pick up like uncertainty with this. Uncertainty, not sure. Do I stay or do I go? And I was like literally hearing that song. I don't remember who did this song, but it's that, should I stay or should I go now? Okay. Like that's what I keep getting. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay. And that's ultimately the thing that is going to have to be spoken up. So once this decision is made, there will be a need to speak up. Okay. And again, some of you, yeah, and even with this Queen of Swords, you guys, some of you are not speaking your truth. Okay. Now we have the door to romance. So I feel this is connected to a relationship, partnership of some kind. Now, it doesn't have to be a romance, but most likely for a lot of you watching this, it is, because there is another card in here that can just be one-on-one connections. It isn't so clearly romance, okay? But this is the one that came out. But I also feel that part of why we have this card here is that heart is in a cage, and it's I hear locked tight, locked tight. Someone isn't being truthful about their feelings here. Somebody's not speaking, somebody's not being honest, somebody's not speaking up their truth about this situation. Whether it's you or this other person that is connected to you, but yet yearning to do so. I hear yearning to do so. So maybe you're holding back. Maybe you're afraid of hurting someone's feelings, and so you're holding back. You're not speaking up for yourself or standing up for yourself in a relationship connection. You know, but I also feel like there's something here with, I feel like you guys see a way out of something, or you see a way forward with where I feel like you want to go. But for whatever reason, there's these other competing energies that make it feel like it's blocked, or like we can't get there, or it's not happening. And at the same time, I feel indecision about, like, do I pursue this or not? Do I wait? Do I move forward? How do I handle this? Okay. With that second row, I do feel like it's kind of clarifying this message. I was sort of reading them all together, but with this second row, with this woman holding the heart and the journey card again, she feels undecided to me. It's like her heart's in front of her, but she's looking back over her shoulder. I think that this woman knows there needs to be movement in a direction, but she's not sure which way to go. And I do feel like for a lot of you watching this, that this is a choice between yourself and what someone else wants, or maybe what a group of people you are connected to want for you or for the situation. Okay? Because this came out with this community card, but I kept getting this vibe with this community card of you, Aries, feeling very disconnected from this community, feeling like I don't fit in, or this isn't right for me. When I'm with these people, I don't feel like they're my people, or I feel like the odd man out, or I just feel very disconnected. And I kind of feel like I need to go off and do my own thing and be independent, Miss Independent here, but, or Mr. if you are male, masculine. There's a lot of female energy on these cards, but you may not be a female. This could still apply. It is not gender specific. But there's this sense of like, yearning, I hear yearning for more freedom, for more independence. It's kind of like you guys want to go do your own thing in some area of your life, but you feel beholden to some other people or person, and you're not certain about what to do. And I kind of feel like you want to follow your own heart, but you feel caged a little, or you feel like a can't for some reason. It feels stuck, or like you're holding back, or you're holding back your feelings. Maybe you're not being honest with these people about what you really think and feel, or what you want. Okay. And with the goddess of the moon showing up here, It is intuition, but actually I'm getting emotionality hidden. And ooh, that's interesting because it literally, it showed up, it flew out actually underneath this card. So there's like all this, you're holding back, Aries. You're holding back big time what you're feeling from the people around you. This could, like I said, this could be family. This could be some people maybe that you're working with or that you're connected to in some other way. Maybe it's a spouse's family or, you know, in-laws kind of situation. But there's this like there's all this stuff. I feel like you guys are sitting on all of this emotions that are like churning under the surface. And you're keeping like mum. Because either you aren't sure what you want yet and you don't want to like say anything until you're sure about how you feel or what you want, or because you're afraid of hurting someone else's feelings, or you're afraid of just not being accepted, not fitting in, if you tell the truth. Maybe getting hurt. Maybe you're afraid, like, if I'm honest, people won't love me anymore, or they won't want me around, or they won't accept me anymore, or, you know, might ruin the relationships. And it makes sense. Like, if you guys aren't certain, it makes sense. If you're sitting on something really that could be damaging to a relationship or that might alter a situation forever, it makes sense to wait, right? If you're not sure about how you really feel about it. But Aries, you got to figure it out, because I'm getting this really growing sense of restriction and a growing sense of dissatisfaction with this status quo that is starting to happen. So I kind of get this, like, some of you, this isn't for all of you watching, okay? Take it if it resonates, leave it if it does not. Some of you feel damned if you do and damned if you don't. Okay? It's like you might have to give up your comfort zone to follow your heart. And so you might be like really debating about whether your freedom matters more to you than just the creature comforts of the day-to-day that you have, you know, established for yourself, or maybe with this group or with this person in your life. But also, like, some of you don't know if you want to stay or go, but you do know if you stay, it can't stay the same. And that's that damned if you do or damned if you don't energy that I'm picking up on. It's like something's not right with the current situation. It cannot stay the way it is because things aren't progressing through this doorway. And I know I want that, okay? But it's not happening. Like, something with that's not happening. And so there's this, I don't really feel fully comfortable with what I have, but I'm also not sure that it's wrong or that I want to get rid of it yet. Okay? So I might want something else. I know I want something else. I want something more, but I don't know if I can get that in the current situation or with this current person or people, or if I need to stretch my wings and grow and go outside of the comfort zone completely and leave it behind. And I get a lot of fear with this of leaving things behind. It's like you are afraid, Aries, to make the wrong move. It's almost like you guys are afraid, like, if I give up what I have, I won't get something better. Or what if I give up what I have? Like, it's not bad, but if I give it up, then I might not get what I want anyway, and then I might be more upset and worse off. But this, like, indecision, it's like, it's killing you, Aries. You're like stuck. You're stuck and you can't seem to move forward. And I keep getting this sense of, like, you have to decide. You have to start and make a decision. And some of you need to trust yourselves more, because you might be letting other people get in your head and make you doubt yourself. Because I kind of feel like there is this desire to, like, be more independent, to kind of, like, separate from maybe what other people want you to do, or to let go of other people's expectations of you. Because I get with these cards, I feel this, like, pressure, like under pressure, and torn between what other people want from me or for me and what I want for me and for myself. Maybe you guys had a dream for your life, but it was not maybe what your family expected of you or expects now of you. Or you know that if I do this, like, I'm not going to be welcomed in my family anymore, or people are going to be upset with me, angry with me, disappointed with me. And some of you are just trying too hard to get these people's approval. You got to approve of yourself first and foremost. I really feel like, honestly, Aries, this starts within you. You do have to decide, though, but you've got to do this inner exploration. You've got to devote more time and effort to it, because you've got to get out of indecision, because I feel like you're really trapped and stuck in that. I want to bump over to the tarot because I feel like we need to dig into this stuckness and what needs to happen to kind of move out of it. So let's bump over to the tarot, get more information for my Aries, because this energy doesn't feel good, you guys. This feels uncomfortable and stuck and gilded cage energy, you guys. That's big time what I'm getting on this gilded cage. And look, I've been in situations like that in my own life where I had something that was meeting my needs in a lot of ways and it felt really good in a lot of ways, but there were some really big ways that it didn't feel good. There were some really big ways that it was hurting me or it was holding me back from other things. And I realized that it was that gilded cage. It's comfortable, right? The gilded cage is comfortable. It's secure and it's safe and it's comfortable and maybe even comforting, but it's not fulfilling. It's not everything that we dreamed of. And that can leave us wanting, that can leave us feeling unfulfilled. So take this in whatever aspect or area of your life that makes sense and resonates, Aries, because that's where this is playing out for you. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. That cup coming out. And I do feel like some of you are like waiting to see if something's going to happen, but it's like you're putting power outside of yourself, or like you have some timeline, you're like waiting for something to change or shift outside of you. But I kind of feel like the work has to happen inside. It's like you have to make a decision or you need to make a move or decide something. So let's see what our tarot are saying here. Yeah, indecision is a problem right now. Yeah, because the very first card we got is the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. And that card like flew itself out into that position. I don't always read reversals, you guys, but when they fly out into the reverse, I know that's how they have to be read. I feel like you guys know this. I kind of feel like my Aries, like, you know what you really need to do, but why aren't you doing it, right? I feel like inner knowing. I remember I read this as intuition when I first was getting this reading. Know what you need to do. You know in your heart what you want. You know what isn't working, but there's like fear involved, or it's just fear, you guys. So we have Two of Swords in the reverse. I really feel indecision, needing to make a decision. Queen of Swords, again, Queen of Swords is decisive. She decides, she swings the fucking sword. She swings the sword. But also, Queen of Swords is knowingness and speaking her truth. She does not mince words. She speaks it clearly. She speaks it boldly, and she says the thing that needs to be said. And honestly, Queen of Swords energy can be harsh. Queen of Swords doesn't pussyfoot around when she says stuff, right? She like puts it out there. So she cuts to the quick. I'm hearing cuts to the quick, right? So be aware, like, of that thing I was getting earlier with truth, speaking your truth. Some of you don't want to say the thing you need to say because it's like you're going to swing the sword when you do it and you know it. And you're so afraid you're going to like cut yourself off from something good when you do this. Or maybe you're afraid of like collateral damage in the situation, that maybe there's other people involved that might get hurt, or you might get hurt. People be mad, be disappointed in you, who are important to you. But then we have Three of Wands. When you release yourself from the situation, you get to move forward. Then we move forward. Then things can progress. Three of Wands is also that card of progression. And I'm hearing things can progress. Things can progress. We can take the steps that we need to take to get to what we really want. What we've been trying to get the whole time. And then we have underneath that, we have Seven of Coins, which is like, you know, doing the work. The work's been done. The seeds have been planted. We're kind of just nurturing them. We're tending to them. The things we've been doing, planting, watering in our life. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Unexpected shifts, but the Wheel of Fortune is usually in our favor. So usually it's things unexpected coming in and helping us with a situation, helping turn things around for the better. Six of Cups. which has to do with balance in our relationships, giving and receiving, being balanced, getting what we need from others. And then Queen of Coins, which is like a businesswoman, having what we need to feel financially stable and secure, feeling good about maybe being where we want to be in our career, feeling like we've achieved something with our career path. I kind of feel like with my Aries, this is part of what you want. We had that door to value here too, with kind of money being an issue with this situation or playing a role in this situation. I kind of feel like it's a negative though. So maybe you feel like you don't have enough money to feel this way or to get what you want, or you need to make more money. Maybe you're trying to build a business in order to get like what you need to move forward with something. But I feel like this is ultimately what you guys are trying to get to. I feel like you want some level of security financially or with resources, homes, housing, feeling like you made it, feeling pride too, like with that, like, feeling proud of our accomplishments, feeling proud of what we've built for ourselves, right? Some of you are, again, I get waiting energy with 7 of Coins. Like some of us, it's like we're just waiting for things to turn magically in our favor and for this situation to shift, to move us where we want to go. Underneath that, we have the Hierophant coming up. Hierophant is a card of, like, I hear spiritual mastery. It is a card of that. It can have to do with tradition or following traditional roles, a traditional path. And again, I feel some of my Aries, you're ready to like let go maybe of a traditional or expected path to explore something that your heart is calling you to. It can also, for me, when this shows up in a reading, it can indicate mastery of a lesson, okay? So like that we've learned our lesson, that we know now what we need to do. Our eyes are open. We've gained the insight or knowledge, awareness of the underlying issues or dynamics in the situation, and we know what we need to do. Now, in this particular card, to me in this deck, this is also a card of walking away. Because if you look at that girl, it's like, okay, I'm done with the lesson. I've learned all I need to learn in this relationship, in this connection, in this situation, and I am ready to walk. I'm ready to move forward and move on. And that might mean she's leaving someone or something behind. Again, maybe leaving behind a situation. Maybe you're letting go of somebody who taught you something important that you needed along your path. Or maybe you're letting go of some family members that guided you through life, but now it's time to spread your wings and fly and go in a new direction because you've gotten what you needed there and you might be looking for something else. And then we have Princess of Cups. I feel like this is like grabbing hold of an opportunity, following your heart, starting to follow your heart, realizing you need to follow your heart in order to get somewhere better for yourself. But also this girl's prioritizing her heart. And look at all those butterflies. Like, again, this sense of like the freedom to do so. Spread those wings and follow your heart and do what you feel in your heart you're being called to. And then we have 5 of Swords, which I feel like you're afraid to do this or you're afraid of this. Okay, look, we have 2 cards here with this. She's walking away from this guy in both of these. Okay, so some of you might be needing to like exit a relationship or get distance from someone or some people in your life. Situation could be a job, could be family, could be a friendship group or something. Could be, if it's not a loved one, like lover kind of situation. And I keep hearing betrayal. So there could have been a betrayal, or you might see this as betrayal. Like maybe you're feeling, some of you out there, some of you, not everybody, but some of my Aries watching this, you might feel like, oh my God, like to be true to myself, I have to do this thing. And it's going to come out like a betrayal to someone else, or they're going to take it that way. And it's really not about them, but it's about me and what I need and what I want for myself and my life. And I'm not happy, but I don't want to hurt this person, or I don't want to cause this ripple effect that's going to come, because it's going to produce the next card, the Tower. This is the fear. I feel like you guys are really afraid. I feel like you're afraid. You don't want to swing the sword and speak your truth, to tell people how you feel or what you need in this situation, because you're really afraid of where that is going to go. and you're just not ready to do it. It's like you guys just feel not ready to take the consequence of making the shift, announcement, change. Okay. So, Spirit. How does Aries move out of this stuck energy or this indecisive energy? I do feel like you're going to, okay? Because with that indecision, you know, being followed immediately by the Queen of Swords and the Three of Wands, I think you have the power, number one. You are going to initiate whatever needs to change here. You are going to initiate it in whatever way that needs to happen in your situation, okay? But it has to do with you owning your power and speaking up for yourself. Being true to yourself and speaking up for yourself and advocating for what you need in the situation. But, you know, sometimes we have to know that truth within ourselves first, okay? You guys got to get real with yourselves. You got to stop hiding in any illusion or falseness of comfort with the situation and really, really double down on your inner truth. Get really honest with yourself about what is my inner truth. What do I need and want? Because the only way you're going to get there is if you're honest about it, right? Because I don't feel satisfied. Even though we have the comfort zone, I do not feel satisfaction at all in the current status quo. It's not bad. It's comfortable in a lot of ways. But it's that whole princess and the peace. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right here. Let me pull a few more cards. How does Aries get unstuck? Spirit, how does Aries get unstuck? I think it's swinging the sword. Getting real with yourself and swinging the sword. But let's see. All right, Aries. I asked for clarification about, like, what does my Aries need to do or know to get them unstuck from the situation? I got some interesting cards, okay? So I'm going to show you what I have. I took a minute to kind of sit with them and see what we had here. So we do have, for those of you that are, like, feel, you know, a feminine walking away from a masculine energy, whether that's male or female for you, because, you know, men can also be more feminine and some women are more masculine. For those of you that really resonates and makes sense, there's a heavy masculine energy coming in here with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, followed by the Four of Coins. And I really feel like this has to do with finances and financial control. It also has to do with somebody being stubborn or like holding on too tight or holding on tightly to what is theirs or what belongs to them. Okay. Whether that's you or someone else in the situation. I feel like for most of my Aries, I feel like this is this other person in your situation, but it may not be for all of you. I feel like some of you feel intimidated, threatened, controlled, or feel like you're up against a stubborn energy. So whoever this other person or people are, this other group or person that's involved in this situation, it's not necessarily that you're afraid of them. But I do feel like intimidated, like a little intimidated. I kind of feel like this person's energy, you see this guy's stance, it's sort of stubborn and locked, but it's also like, it's going to be my way. Okay. I get that energy with this. So whoever this other person is or people that you're dealing with, I feel like there's an essence of them. Maybe you feel like they might be trying to control you or control the situation, or maybe you feel a little bit like they're just not going to be open to what you want or need to say or do here. Okay. Because I get locked down. Something feels tight and locked down. Now, King of Pentacles and King of Wands can also have to do with finances and passion, like especially, you know, something, you know, business that we've created of our own or that we want to create on our own. It can have to do with kind of taking inspired action to get to where we want to be with a career path or in our business or in general in life. And so somebody, whether it's you or this other person or group, maybe being a little too stubborn about it or being a little too controlling about what it should look like or how it needs to happen. So I do feel that there may be a need for either for you to be more flexible if it's you who's holding on too tight, or that you might be holding back on doing this because you're worried the other person isn't going to be open to your suggestions or that they're going to be holding on too tightly or to things. And if that's the case, you guys got to speak your truth. You got to, that's funny. Like, you got to kind of gently massage the situation a little. So you might have to work on them a little bit. You know, some people who are really in that energy will come around, but it takes time. You kind of got to work at it a little bit. I feel like the next 3 cards are what my Aries kind of want to see or want to happen here. So we've got Justice, Scales of Justice. This is like also things coming into balance, things being fair. Some of you might be feeling like something with this situation isn't balanced in your favor, or it isn't quite fair. And I feel like what my Aries want is you want something to balance out more evenly in this situation or with this group or person. And you want to see that come into fruition more for yourself. And then we have the Magician, which is manifesting. Now this can talk about like what we're trying to achieve here, that dream that you have, that door you're trying to open. It's like you want things to balance out so the door can open, so we can manifest what we're trying to get, so you can get this thing that you're trying to get. Look, this guy's handing her the wand, right? And she's like, yes, she's like excited to take it and move forward, okay? But then we have 7 of Cups, which is disappointment, like disillusionment, like, oh my God, like when I get it, it's not even what I want, or it's not, you know, what I always dreamed of. Like, I feel like this is going to talk about dreams or dream states or fantasies as well. Some of you might have this fantasy that these other people or this other person is just going to intuitively know what you need and want and give it to you without you having to say anything or do anything. I don't think that's how this is going to play out, though, Aries. Like, you're going to have to speak up. I think that is how you get the spiritual mastery here. So you may be being challenged to speak up for yourself, to advocate and finally speak your truth and be true to your heart and to yourself and your own needs in this situation. And maybe that's why you're feeling so tamped down or so restricted, or like almost like your hands are getting tied and you can't get what you need or want because your needs and wants are taking a back seat to what someone else needs and wants, or to what other people need and want. I just feel like it's not freaking working for you anymore, Aries. Something's got to give with the situation in one direction or the other. That's what you've got to do, though. You have to do something. Okay. That's sort of the message I'm getting. You have to do something. You can't, the status quo cannot continue like this. It's like, in order to bring things back into balance, you guys have to be the ones. The other person or people, I don't think they're going to do it because they're locked. They're so locked, and maybe they don't see it. Okay. It's like they don't see the forest for the trees. Like they're locked in their own like stuff. I'm really being drawn to those trees that are just sort of wrapped around his head. It's like he's only got his focus in one direction. Excuse me. He's not focused on anything else. And so he doesn't maybe see you fully or see your perspective. Yet you have to share your heart with this person or these people in relationships. It's like you need to, I do feel like you need to follow your heart, like you need to go for what you want. But I also feel that there's this big thing about speaking your feelings, like being honest about what you feel with this person, to have more intimacy, to have this be stronger, okay? Like, and if like, you know it won't work to do that with this particular connection, you guys, then you deserve a connection where you can be true to yourself in that connection. Your needs have to be met. That's the bottom line. If you're hanging on to something, if it's only working because you're lying to the person or being dishonest or not fully honest about what you need and want, and it's always you acquiescing to someone else's will, then this is not going to work, okay? Because you need a partnership or a connection, a group where you can have what you want matter and be taken into consideration. And ultimately, it's like that helps close this out. It's like the missing puzzle piece. It's like that helps close out this cycle for you and allows everything to gel and kind of come together the way that it really needs to. For some of you, this may be also speaking about marriage or commitment and combining resources, combining finances, combining families, you know, building something together or with a group of people that serves everyone's needs. Okay. Just because in this particular world card, she does have the wedding dress on. And so sometimes this card does come out as commitment, marriage. We did have the Hierophant, which can be marriage as well. So I don't feel like that's for most of the people watching this, but for a few of you, it may be that's kind of what you want and that's what you're looking for, but you're afraid to say it, or maybe you're afraid to say something. And so you're holding back, but deep down you really want that. And because you're not saying it, there might be friction starting to manifest in this connection that is actually sabotaging it or having a negative effect that isn't what you really want or intend. Okay. So I keep hearing, look, Aries, the bottom line, more honesty is needed. You got to be honest within yourself about what you need, want, and feel, regardless of what other people need, want, and feel, right? Because look, if what you need, want, and feel is going to lead to the ending of something, a relationship, a group, a connection, you know, it could be a friend group, you know, community, church, you know, however it makes sense for you. If it's going to lead, if you follow your heart, it's going to lead to the end of that, the dissolution of that, then it was never meant for you anyway, right? Then it was never yours in the first place. It was false, okay? And I feel like that's what's happening. We're letting go of the illusions, all right? And some of my Aries out there, I feel like you don't actually know which way this is going to land. So you're holding back because you actually aren't sure. And maybe you don't even know which way you want it to land at this point, but you aren't sure how it's going to land. And so you may be having reservations because of that. It isn't that you don't know what you want. I really feel like you guys do know what you want here. I don't think that's where the uncertainty and decision is. I feel like the uncertainty and decision is in telling the other people or person involved in the situation what you really need and want, and speaking up for yourself and being honest and true to that. That's where this is all falling apart on you. You've got to own it. You've got to own you, because your needs matter too, because what you want in life matters, okay? And if it is not compatible with this other situation, this group, these people, this person, you have to move on then. You have to let go so that you can have what you need, because going without might seem comfortable on some level, but it leaves you yearning. It leaves you feeling unfulfilled. And it leaves you stuck in the gilded cage. The gilded cage of comfort, they're saying. The gilded cage of comfort. Okay? Comfort and security. So it's time to be real with yourself. Get really honest with yourself, because it's time to make the decision. It's time to speak the truth to yourself and with others, and then own it. Let the chips fall where they have to, and take whatever steps you need to take then, and be prepared. But know that either way it goes then, either way it goes, after you do that, you're better off. Your ships are coming in, okay? Your ships are coming in, whether it's here or somewhere else, whether we stay or we go, okay? Doesn't matter. They're still coming in. We're making progress. We're still getting to what we want. I feel like this success that you want, I feel you can have it. I think that you need to see that you can have it no matter what. And that it's you doing it. It's not someone else giving it to you, bringing it to you. It's you going after it. You are building it. Okay? And I think you know how to get there. I think you guys know how to get there for yourselves. I think you know what you need. I think you're really pretty clear on that. I think you guys are pretty level-headed here. I think it's that there's this loyalty or this frustration that is actually centered around other people or meeting other people's needs. So maybe some of you are just really empathic, and that's actually what's tripping you up here, okay? Too caught up in either approval or what other people are going to say, think, feel, do, or how they're going to react and respond, okay? That's it, Aries. I hope this helps lead you in the right direction and to see what you need to do to get this situation moving and to get it unstuck for yourselves. Take care, guys. I'll be back in a few weeks with more Oracle messages. Bye.